Hey guys, welcome back. It's Eran Thomson. I'm here with yet another creative portfolio review. Thanks so much for checking in. It's been a while. I'm really sorry if you've been waiting for your free review. As always, the paid and private reviews get priority. So if you've been waiting a while, that's why. I've also, if you haven't been paying attention, I've had to limit my free bronze reviews to 10 minutes just because there's been so many and I can't actually do them all. So I'm going to give you 10 minutes. I'm going to pack as much in as I can, and hopefully it's helpful. And if you want more, then you can check out some of my other paid reviews. So I always like to say at the start that over the course of my career, I've looked at thousands of portfolios and I've helped hire hundreds of people, creative professionals just like you. I am super confident that I can help you create a perfectly crafted portfolio that gives you the best chance of taking your career where you want it to go. During this review, and I'm going to share some of the many things that can make or break your portfolio. I'll point out any possible blind spots, and I'll help transform your work with ideas, suggestions, and feedback that can be the difference sometimes between getting hired or just like dismissed or ignored. In my reviews, it's possible that you might not agree with everything I say, and that's totally fine. Just know that I am responding to your work in real time the same way a recruiter or a creative director might, and if things aren't clear and crafted, then you're probably going to get dismissed or just not hear back from people. Also, I don't have to like everything in your book. Nobody probably will, but if everything is well executed, easy to understand, easy to navigate, then you're going to vastly improve your hireability and your chances for success in an already super competitive field. This free bronze boomerang review is super top level, but more importantly, it's a one-way conversation. So if you feel like you want to explain your choices, your ideas, or your work, then I invite you to upgrade for a more detailed and collaborative response that will make you and your portfolio even more valuable. The gold goal and silver skullet and titanium torch options are the best way forward, and each of them offers even more expertise and insight to help you transform your portfolio into a guaranteed gig getter. And if you want to understand me or what I'm doing this for, or just do a deeper dive, then you can check out the FAQ on this page. And for that, with that all said, I'll say let's get stuck in. So today's review is from a writer named Luke Somasundram. Sorry if I butchered that. Luke Somasundram. He's a writer and a man after my own heart as an improviser, and also a fellow alumni from Bardo Bolga Hegarty, where I used to work back in New York. So I'm expecting some great things, and I'm super excited to get stuck into this portfolio review. So let's start the clock. Let's start the clock. There we go. All right. And now we will have a look at this website. I'm having technical difficulties. Okay, here we go. So right off the bat, I'm loving a lot of what I'm seeing. First, I like the simplicity of the black background, the name in the left corner, the about in the top right-hand corner. And this black framing and black and white color palette lets the work be the hero, right? If you think about your website as the frame and your work, the canvas or the artwork, then this feels like someone who understood that. And also it means that these disparate looking images can feel like they belong more than if you had a colored background or a textured background or something like that. I'm just going to pull up my cursor so you'll be able to see it a little bit better. Hopefully that works. Okay, so I do think there's a lot of stuff here, possibly too much. And also, I feel like unless the work is just incredible, it's not always a great idea to repeat the brand. Like, okay, Tiger Beer, and then Tiger Beer again. I might pick one of these two that you think is the best or more like the work you want to keep doing and keep that. Same goes for Riot Games. You've got a couple Riot Games in here. You've got a couple income insurance things in here, another Riot game, and then some personal projects and other things. So I think as we move through, we'll have a better sense of kind of like who you are and how you've organized this. I see there's a more film section here, which obviously probably isn't advertising. So it feels like you've mixed in personal and professional. And sometimes I think it's a good idea to separate those two. Depends on how much there is. Obviously, anybody who's looking at this website is trying to decide if they like you, think you're cool, like your ideas, think you're clever, smart, and someone they might want to collaborate with. And a big part of that people often overlook is the personal stuff, right? But there's a dance there, I think, in terms of like showing me the work and then showing me who you are. So some of the stuff that you've included on this page, for example, that I think is more about you, I could be wrong, then maybe that goes under about. So if I click your name, that just takes me back to the homepage. That's good. That's good nav. That's what I would expect. If I click about, then this is nice too. So I like here that you've chosen to write about yourself in the third person. Not everyone does that. Doesn't always work. Some people might say it's more personal to be like, I am a writer based in Singapore and be more personal. But this works. It's short enough that I'll read it. And I love that you've hyperlinked from the About page to projects on your website. This is very clever. I haven't seen anyone else do this yet, I don't think, and I think we all should be. So I think this is a great opportunity for us all to learn something we can do in our bios. And I like, again, that you've got a little bit of personality in here. And yeah, I'm an improv nerd too, so I appreciate that. So you've got the most important links here: contact, socials, IMDb. That's interesting. It tells me that you're, as a writer, you're still into scripts and stuff. Your experience, very simply put, nice. Awards, yeah, I mean, awards can be wanky, but they are a part of the industry, especially at the agencies that you're working for and the kind of agencies I assume you want to keep working for. And I love that you've got press here as well. I won't click on all these, but I think it's great that as a creative professional, you're getting press for yourself and for your ideas. Not enough of us do that. So this is also very clever and something I applaud. My one note on this page might be that there doesn't quite seem to be a visual hierarchy. The About section to me should be the most important read this first piece, but the boldness of this type kind of makes my eye drift right and kind of go there when I think you really want me going here. And then the experience and awards should sort of be like second and fourth in terms of the typographic hierarchy. So that might be something to consider and play with as you tweak your site, should you decide to do so. Okay. All right, so now we're back on the homepage. Now I've clicked through some of this stuff already and had a quick look. There's some great work on this website, and I invite everybody watching to have a look and spend some time. I think it's worth it. One of the things that Luke does on nearly all his pages is put sort of around a 2-minute kind of summary video. And I think the 2-minute case study summary video is a much nicer way of doing this than a long chunk of copy that nobody wants to read. In today's short attention span economy, 2 minutes feels like a long time, and I found myself not wanting to watch all these, even though the ideas were good. So for anyone out there watching, I think, if you can do like a 30 to 60 second case study video for yourself and for your idea, this is going to serve you well. So I invite you to go to Luke's website and check these out. They're pretty good. This idea, by the way, is awesome. Like the idea that puffer jackets are cool and trendy, all the hip hoppers are wearing them, but your market is Singapore, where it's always freaking hot and nobody's going to wear a puffer. So what did they do? They came up with the idea to make a puffer jacket for tropical climates that's cooled by beer, which is their client, Tiger Beer. It's very funny, very clever. I wish that maybe it was more of a kind of traditional jacket that had this technology rather than trying to incorporate like the tiger ears and fangs and stuff, because it makes it feel like, just skews it too much to an art project for me versus something that somebody might actually really rock on the streets. But that's neither here nor there. I think the idea is fantastic. I love this video here, explains the technology of like how it works. And it's just a really cool idea with great soundtrack, great writing. And there's a level of craft on this website that you just don't often see. And so I applaud you for that. Another thing that Luke is doing that I think we all should be doing is, and this is really lovely, is there's a super short intro here. And man, I can't tell you how many times people have done pages and pages of text before I even get to see the idea. I always say to people that if you have to explain your ideas, then they aren't working hard enough, right? Nobody's there when you watch TV to explain the ad you just saw. Nobody's there when you flip through a magazine to explain the ad you just read. So I feel like the same rule applies on your website. That, give me the teeniest little bit of background to help me get a sense of client, brief, task, challenges, fine. But don't make it, a 10-minute read. So Luke's done a good job here of keeping it really short. But the two things he's done on top of that I haven't seen people do before that I love are links to where this idea got press. That's killer. And I love also these little, the little trophy icon where he shows on each idea the awards that it's gotten. I think this is brilliant and a really simple, beautiful, tactful way of showing what your idea was, explaining, what who it was for and why you chose that path, where it got seen, whether that's awards or results, is just a really, really cool idea. So I think this is something that we can all learn again from Luke. Here's another example, like with honey fruit, where they invented a fake fruit for a video game. These are all the awards it won, and this is all the press that it got. Really, really, really love that. I think, again, some of these are a bit inside baseball. Like if you're not a gamer, this might feel super nerdy. And I suppose if I'm raving about your portfolio site, like there's so much here that's good, including the ideas. I love this, that you made your own short film and promoted it and it got seen all these places. Awesome. I love that you had a band write songs to help people, think about insurance. Again, really fun idea. Brilliant. The art direction here is fantastic. I know you're a writer, but you're obviously working with some great art directors as well. And this kind of idea of like intro video, key graphics and art, and then as you layer down, you start to see more and more stuff. But I'm not reading tons of things, right? You're letting me discover, and I think this is something, again, that a lot of people forget. They tend to just overwrite, over-explain, and I think it's a mistake. Also, this simple navigation down here, with the scrolling to the next idea or back to the previous idea, it's nice because it sort of forces me to scroll. Once I understand that's the navigation on this site, it forces me to scroll and kind of look at everything, even if I am not sure I want to. So again, that's clever and using the navigation to your advantage. So this is great. I really, really like it. I'm going to smash through these just because I feel like at the end there was a couple things that maybe I'm not sure about. Like this is a personal game that you made, so that's pretty cool. This is a drama that you wrote, also cool. Man, I love that you write for Esquire. I would love to write for Esquire. So this is a massive achievement. I love that you say this is probably the coolest thing you get to do. I don't know. It looks like you're doing some cool stuff already. No surprise, working at BBH. But yes, this is cool. And this also, in terms of like credibility, like I can tell you're a great writer from the advertising work on your site. But then when I see, oh, he writes for Esquire too, damn, he's a wordsmith. I can't, that is some serious cred, and good on you for sharing it here. Yeah. So I'm not going to give too much creative feedback. This is another funny idea. This is like, I don't know who this is for or why this was made, and maybe that's something you could explain here. But this is a really funny idea that, again, viewers watching this should go check out. It's basically you scan random objects and it tells you a dramatic story based on that object using AI. It's completely ridiculous, silly, and quite fun. And then here we go, I think, with a bunch of like other video stuff that at this point, it feels like a bit of an overload, and I probably wouldn't keep clicking. So tons of great ideas and work on this website. I'm really impressed. I don't really have any notes how to make it better other than my comments about tweaking your about page just so it has more visual hierarchy. And as a creative director, if I was looking to hire you, I would like to see more traditional stuff in here, right? Like a print, a really great handful of print campaigns I think would serve you well. I know that maybe print is a dying medium and I sound like an old fart, but if you had a couple great print campaigns in here, I think that would really round out the diversity of work you're already showing in a really, really nice way. So that's my, let's get this camera working. And we're time's up. Okay, great. So that's my wrap on Luke's portfolio. I think, he's done just a really, really great job with it. And there's a lot that we can all learn from having a look. So I think you guys should go check this one out. And, as they say, great artists steal or something like that. So learn what you can from Luke and apply it to your own portfolio. Okay, so that was my bronze boomerang review. I know it was short, hopefully helpful. If you just watch this and you want me to do a deeper dive and go through everything on your site, then upgrading to a silver skillet review is an easy next step. If you just watch this and you have questions, or you feel like you want to explain some of your work or choices, or maybe even develop some ideas together, then the gold goal or titanium torch reviews are the way forward. But like I said, Luke, I think you're in really, really good shape. So I don't know how much of my help you need. For anyone else watching, the gold, gull, and titanium torch levels will make you and your work so much better with collaborative and creative coaching that will endow you with ideation tools and techniques that I'm guessing you'll probably use for the rest of your career. So if you end up making any changes and you want me to have another look, you can ping me and I'd be glad to do that. There also may be other ways we can collaborate, and I invite you to check out the link here to learn more about that. And in the meantime, thank you so much for sharing your portfolio. And anyone else watching who wants one of these free reviews, head on over to eranthomson.com/reviews, and I'll squeeze you in as I can. Thanks for watching.